Hello, one and all. I'm a minute early. I'm so proud of myself. I'll be having a drink while you catch up. And welcome, anybody who's nearly here, to the Katie's Arms, which are now open. The online pub that we started, I don't know how, was it a year ago? I don't know. But the Katie's Arms is now open. Someone said earlier today that I need a bell, so you could ring it to open the pub. And you could ring it for last orders at whenever we finish, which is usually 20:29, because I try and be on time, but sometimes I talk too much. So I will think of that. I need a bell for the Katie's Arms, and we will get one. Hello to everybody. 2 years ago, did we start this 2 years ago? Don't even. And thank you to so many people for joining us. Our number grows each week. The places you all come from grows each week across this fine planet of ours. Miami is here and Montana is here. North Carolina is also with us. A little too early for some people, if you were obeying by the rules, not to drink yet. But my view on that is that there are no rules. And if it's past the yard arm, which I think is 12 o'clock midday, then... Or in fact, if it's just, if you've brushed your teeth, you've done well. Michigan is here and Liverpool. Hurrah. And I say all of these. Netherlands, Nederlande is here and Sheffield. This is rather like Eurovision, isn't it? Hello from New Zealand. New Zealand, 12 points. Wouldn't it be fun if I could be on the Eurovision hosting panel? Yes, it would. Hello from the south of France. The south of France is with us. And Dallas, Texas is here as well. So please know from all of this, from Leicester, that you may feel in your particular area of life that you are on your own. And Katie's Arms, San Diego is here, and Canada, and the Black Country. Oh, I say, how terribly BAME of us. That you're never on your own, because look at us all. Come to Brazil. I know, I'm going to very soon. This, in the UK, I just heard the weather forecast. Can I say a few things about weather forecasters in a minute? In the UK next week, it's supposed to be, I'm just going to have to swear. Mother, come on, now you've seen me, come on. Mother's always surprised, but how much I scrub up for Katie's Arms. Because when I saw Mother last week, she was like, "Ooh, are you not feeling so well? You look a bit ill." And it's because she's used to seeing me on here where I have lights. I spent 10 minutes upstairs doing this. I hairsprayed this. This looked like shit 5 minutes ago. So Mum likes to see me looking like this because I made 5 minutes effort. So now Mum's seen me. Look, Mumsy, I'm fine. Off you go now because I'm going to swear. Good. I owe my mum this week. Mum's been super helpful and helped me out because I ran away with lovely Mark. But anyway, Mumsy needs to go now. She's seen that I'm not looking as dead as when she saw me. But anyway, the weather in the UK, hello my darling, is bloody frickin' freezing next week. It's supposed to be snow. How much more can British people take? How much more can we take? If you think about it, so that's what, October is it? October, November, December, January, February. We're in March and it's going to maybe snow. Exactly, thank you, cold face. Oh, Boulder, Colorado is here. I've done some, Colorado and I have a love relationship. I've done great stand-up in Colorado. And by great stand-up, I mean as in the room. We had the best time. I really miss Colorado in the States. But anyway, we're going to freeze our tits off again. I just said to lovely Mark, I might have to go and find sun next week because it's been long now, right? Come to Bahrain. Could I? Would I get out? Would I make it out of Bahrain? I don't have a great reputation for diplomatic relations in those type of areas, just saying. I like to stay on campus drinking with other British people. Let me tell you, Canada needs you. Yes, my darlings, guess what I've got planned? This is super secret. I wasn't even supposed to say anything, so we'll talk about it. I want to go to Kyiv. Or, as us good people call it, Kiev. As we used to call it, because I want to go there and stroll about and show people that actually you can go to Kiev, and show that it's absolutely fine. So that's my sneaky back plan. To turn up in Kiev and go, seems like it's pretty fine here, no war at all. Certainly no scary alarms just because Biden landed and they coordinated that whole thing. So that's the cunning back plan that's going on. Right, weathermen. Aren't weather people that present the weather, aren't they weird? Don't you think? Guys, if you watch the weather on the news or after that, what is wrong with all those guys? Why are they all such turds? Why have they all got such ill-fitting suits on, for one thing? Why is their trousers always so tight so that whatever they have here, which typically I don't think is very much, it's all strapped in, isn't it? And then the trousers are always too short or like hoiked up on this tiny little chipolata. And then the jacket, instead of it fitting correctly and fitting, it all has to be so tight. Why? Who are these weather people and what are they doing? And why are the men so desperate for... And then they're like, and here the weather in here is this, but oh, did you see my arse? And oh, did you see how tight this suit is on my tiny little arms? It's all here, isn't it? But for no reason, there's nothing there. Oh, if you see my, look at how I've got this done and it's all shaved and da-da-da. Piss off. Okay, the weather's shit. Tell us it's shit. But stop knobbing about in suits that are really poorly fitting. I don't want to see your tiny chipolata. I'm not impressed by your haircut, and anything you've got going on under that jacket is crap. It's just that the jacket's crap. Fuck off. Sorry about that. But these people. And same with the sign language people. I don't know what that is. The sign language people. I mean, can we just get a hot sign language person, please? How's the vag? I need to update you about the vag. Just get me sign language people who don't look like they're also extras in a zombie movie. Right? I love that you know how to sign. That's amazing. And I get that maybe you're deaf or you have deaf family members, and that's amazing. And I totally... If you're deaf and you're out there doing this, or you're going to be in an audience at a show, I bloody love you. Look, my lips are big enough, right? But can we just not have some good-looking sign language people? People that don't look like they've, also had to go through chemotherapy. Love everyone who's doing chemotherapy. But, Nicola Sturgeon, I know she's fucking off, hopefully, but she just had to pick these schleppingly fucking awful people. And you can't tell if they're male or female. And I understand they're signing, and that's so nice. But people who need sign language aren't also blind, are they? They can see. And, if you're going to watch someone sign, let's watch someone who's attractive. I know I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying, okay. Should we talk about my vag? So I've been sent a reminder for my smear test. Let's talk about that. So, here's the thing. If you don't know what a smear test is, here's a little lesson. It's like drag queens for babies, yeah? Except less disgusting. But I'm going to go there. Who thinks drag queen for babies are a good idea? Who are those mothers who are turning up with their babies to watch men get their knobs out, wear leather bondage gear, and dangle from a ceiling of a library? Those mothers, get a shitting grip of yourself. And if you're a father taking a baby to a bondage gear event, get a bigger fucking grip of yourself. Babies don't need to be in front of what is clearly a perversion of entertainment. And if you want to go and watch that in a cabaret, I'm all about it. I've been to a cabaret where people shot ping pong balls out of here or took something large up there and all the rest of it. I'm super, none of my business. But stop taking your babies to see perverted acts. It doesn't matter if you take a perverted act and have it in a library. That would be like me going to a library and taking a shit. That's not okay either. Just because it happens in a library doesn't make it okay. And just because you've just pushed a baby out and you're sat there with all the other fat mothers doesn't make it okay. All right? Babies don't need to see that shit. Babies need to see lambs or calves or be walked on the seaside, or have little games played with them, or, as I used to do with mine, dangle them in one of those bouncy things and leave them there for hours because they're perfectly happy, and occasionally give them a bit of a shove. I'm not saying my parenting is great, but what I never did was took my baby in order to see something quite perverted that should be suited to a cabaret or a club or anywhere else where men want to oil each other up and shove their penises up each other's anuses. That's perfect. I've no business in that department, and you go and do that all you want. And I'll pay even to come and see it if I'm drunk enough. But no baby needs to see that. So if you're a mother and you think you're being right on and you're going to go and watch that stuff in Brighton, right, you need me there because I need to have a word with you because you're being a real dickhead. And I think actually it's abuse of children, just so you know my views on it. I think it's abusive. I think you are being an abusive parent. So just so we're clear, that's my view on that. Okay, back to my vag. So I need to have a smear test. And I've now got a reminder, which means I doubly should have gone. And here's the thing, what happens with a smear test is you go to the doctor's and you lie down in the nurse's room. I mean, you wait for permission. Don't just rock up and do that. Don't just jump on a bed and get your vag out. And then what you have to do is you have to spread. So this is your knees and this is your ankles, and you have to basically do this. So you basically get your whole vagina out. This will be news to young people. And then a lady, usually, could be a guy, comes along with like a metal thing and it has a little device first like this. So they put that up there and then they open it up and then they get a long barbed pole and they whang it up there and then they do this. Or in my case, this. Mine's like cleaning a chimney from a castle. They have to go and get, you know, like the old-fashioned chimney sweeps. You know those chimney sweep. That's what they. So like normal girls. Hold on, I'm grabbing a pencil. Wait, what? So like normal ladies my age probably have something like this, and it goes up, and then they go, and then they get it out, and then they smear it like this, right? Oh, that made me feel a bit. Oh, that made me. Hold on. Oh, that made me a bit gaggy then. What was the gaggy? It was the smearing. Hold on. Wait there. Don't go anywhere. I'm seeing if you go anywhere. I'll know. I'll freaking come and knock on your door. So please have a smear or you could die from cancer. Cancer can fuck off. So if this is your vag, if you're a normal woman, they get this, they boff it up. Oh, shit. Nearly went up my anus. Happened before. So, bosh, they go up there and then they go, they get it out. And this is the bit that makes me urge. They wipe it like this. And then they send that off to the lab. And then sometimes the lab's like, oh, fuck it, we won't do it properly. You've definitely got cancer and you're going to die. And you get that result. I've had that a few times. Or otherwise you get the all clear and you have to have another one or whatever. For me, I reckon they go out the back and they get what is basically a chimney sweep, like the old days. Chimney, chim, chirah, do, 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 do. Right, they get that guy. And the chimney sweep comes in to my huge, gaping vagina. And you can come knock on my door anytime. Jesus Christ. Right, so the chimney sweep comes in for my smear test. And it's like screwing together the brush. And then finally manages to get it up and then to gain traction does something like this. so and then obviously pull the brush back out, smear it, and then they send that off to the lab. Typically then the lab comes back, says you're definitely dying of cancer. I have to go again. It comes back and saying, no, you're absolutely fine. So, I mean, shit knows what goes on. I reckon the people in the smear test... Ooh, I just dropped my vaginal probe. I think women or testing people in the smear test centre where your smeared vagina goes, they're like that. Shall we look at some samples, Trace? Yeah, all right, fuck it. What should we say about this one? She's not lived a very clean life. Mark her down as dodgy. Have you done any? Yeah, I've done 2 clear, 1 all clear, and 1 potentially dodgy. They have like a target. So I reckon, all right, Shaz, yeah, I've done 3 dodgy. Okay, let's do some all clears. So that's what I think goes on in the smear test centre. Anyway, I need to go and have it done. And anybody who goes for a smear test knows that you want to be like, you don't want to smell, but you don't want to be like over prepared either. So you're going to have like a shave, but then you don't want to be coiffured, and you want to like everything to smell fine, but you don't want it to smell like Joe Malone. Ba, 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 ba. And you want it to look nice, but you don't want it to look too nice because you don't want to be like. But you also like. So like one time I put talcum powder, but then you don't know what that white stuff might look like once it gets all kind of. So there's this whole like thinking process. Am I drunk? You see, people always say this. This is anybody with ADD loosely, like I must have. People think we're drunk, but we're not. Same with when I was epileptic. People thought I was drunk, but I was just having seizures. Can't win. Everyone just thinks you're pissed. And then, of course, you don't want to wear trousers like this, because if you do this, you have to take the whole thing off. And then, like, if you're wearing like a top like this, you literally are standing there in the nurses with like your whole vagina and your ass. And like, I have a varicose vein now that starts here. And you're like, here I am, smear me. So what you try and do is like wear a long skirt, like you're some sort of hippie from Brighton. But then there's something weird, because you're going to the GP in a long skirt with no knickers. Sorry if you lost me. It was very, very important, that point. It was about wafting your vagina. And then you try and wear a skirt because you don't want to be stood there with your whole vagina out. There you are. See? Smear test. Long skirt. See? Why do people keep asking, oh, this is so sweet, if Katie's drunk? She clearly isn't, because her speech is perfectly clear. Exactly. But you know what it actually is people aren't used to people like me. And people like me overshare because I have nothing to hide and nothing to lose, and I have nothing to pretend for. And when we're doing this, which is Katie's Arms, and we're having fun, that's what I'm doing. And so people ask if I'm drunk, not because I'm drunk, although obviously I'm drinking. People ask if I'm drunk because they're not used to seeing someone with no pretense. Because what's exhaustingly true, suddenly I've gone serious, I can feel it, but is that people are pretending all the time in life. People are pretending to be reasonable. People are pretending not to be hurt. People are pretending they're okay when they're not. People are pretending not to have an opinion when they do. People are pretending everything's all right at home when it's not. People are pretending their family's doing okay when someone inside the family isn't. And people are pretending that they look like this and that happened, that's how they look. But it isn't, because we look like shit when we first wake up and we feel dreadful about ourselves, or we try not to look in the mirror. And so when people ask, am I drunk? It's really, they feel awkward because it sort of exposes a massive gap between who we pretend to be when we go out of our front door and who we really are. And that's why, if you're lucky enough to have a home to come home to that you're really at home at, and I know many women and men who aren't at home in their own home, but if you're lucky enough to come home and be your true self, it's so relaxing. It's what your body and your brain needs, because the pretense of everyday life is getting extreme. Oof, that all, yes, exactly. Nobody's bloody perfect. That's exactly it. And I guess that's what I try and show by exposing all of my massive flaws and faults and failings and I'm trying to show that it's all right. It doesn't matter. You can still pretend if you want to, like I totally support that, because you have to do whatever gets you through the day. drink drugs, pretending to be fine, pretending not to be fine, hiding, pretending, acting, whatever you need to do. But the other option is to say fuck it and be like me, and it doesn't matter anymore. Anyway, that's the difference between why I'm not actually drunk, as you can hear, and why people think I am, because it's more comfortable to think I am. And actually, this has gone into a whole thing. Yes, Katie, 100%. Fuck the begrudges. Thank you. This actually also relates to how it was more comfortable for people to think I was a complete arsehole. Right? Because if people disagreed with something I said, which is perfect, it's much easier to disagree when you hate someone, or if that person is a monster, or if that person is a massive dickhead, or she's an Islamophobe, or she's a racist, or she's so ugly. Look how old she looks. Look what an arsehole she is. It's much more comfortable for us. If someone's saying something we don't agree with, it's much more comfortable to imagine that they're a monster. And that's why when people meet me and I'm not a monster, it's difficult, because someone like me thinks the things I think. And please remember, I think all the things I've ever said. I absolutely think. So whilst you might now see that I'm not a monster, I still think everything that you ever thought I was a monster for believing. Do you know what I mean? Okay, enough. Let me show you this. This is a package that arrived. I bought something from Monsoon. Is that bad? I don't believe in the shop Monsoon. I don't go in there because it's all very wafty, isn't it? People that need weddings and outfits for bridesmaids, and people who like things that have embroidery on them. I mean, I'm not really a Monsoon person. But darling, Katie, you're no monster. You should see me naked. Look at that varicose vein on her inner thigh. I know, basically started on my shin and now it's up my inner thigh. And I've tried to have it, I can't even tell you what I tried to have done to my varicose vein once, but it was one of the most exquisitely painful things I've had endured. A guy cut my vein at the ankle, shoved a hot rod up my vein, burning as he went, and popped that bit of metal, hot burning metal, out the top of my thigh without anaesthetic. Did it get rid of my varicose vein? No, it did shitting not. Right, I thought we'd open a parcel together, because opening parcels is fun, right? So, secretly though, I've already got my mother to open it, because she was here for a few days, because I took lovely Mark away. Well, he took me away to Bath, and we had a little romantic couple of days away together so that we could do some serious noodling, as I call it. So I purchased these from a place called Monsoon, which, please pass the parcel. Okay. So I got Mum to open it to see what she thought. Now let me try this on you. I bought them in the sale because obviously that's obligatory if you're going to buy something from Monsoon. Oh no. You see, immediately I'm a no. This is the problem with buying. I'm too short for Monsoon. Oh, right. And you see, I'm too tall. I've just looked at these and thought, midget legs. Can you say midget legs? Oh no. I could try it on, but I don't wear underwear. I don't wear pants. I don't believe in pants. If I had if I was a lady that wore pants. These are just making me laugh so much because they're so wrong. Look at that. Who has legs that short? Oh my God. These are supposed to be a 10. Look at the size of the thing. Look at the red. I could probably wear them all the way up to my... Oh my God. So a Monsoon 10. I could get in... Oh my God, that is not a 10. I'm like, totally fine. Like if it was 16, fine. But look, I could fit my whole... you should never buy stuff from Monsoon. And look how short it is. It's like a little... Try them on. I can't try them on. So here's the thing, right? I'm really tempted to just step away from it. Holy shit. Okay, so let me tell you what I thought I'd put. I could go camping in these fucking things. That's what it reminds me of. That's the noise. That's why it is. It sounds like the old equipment we used to have on exercise at Sandhurst. It sounds like the... So we used to sleep in these waterproof sacks when we were on exercise in the middle of fucking nowhere in Wales. And that's what this sounds like. That's why it made me think of camping. It's like a ground sheet. That's supposed to be my shin. Fuck me. I could fit half my family in there. Fucking hell. This is the thing, you see. We're just surrounded by chumbawambas. And I'd love you if you're fat and everything and you're happy with that. You know, go and eat the meringue. But this is the problem, you see. You buy shit and it's literally, I could fit 15 people in here. Like, look, I could I could put this on as a top. This is supposed to be a 10. This is the problem. Because everyone wants to make, it's now my crotch, smelling marvellous. Because everyone wants to make fat people feel better, they end up creating items that they call a 10, and I could camp in these for a week. A few tent pegs. That's supposed to be an ankle. Look. A boa constrictor could get in these and still have room for another goat. Well, Monsoon can fuck right off. That's an insult to women. This is why online shopping is bullshit, right? We try and buy something because we saw it in the sale and it was like 35 quid. And I actually do want a kind of lacquered brown type pant. But I definitely don't want whatever the fuck those are supposed to be. Dear Christ, does that make me a non-influencer from... Monsoon, do you want to sponsor my content? Do you? I mean, I know you cater mostly for chumbawambas who have legs that are 3 foot long. Christ, I've never seen an uglier pair of trousers. Look, I had so many things to talk about and now everyone's saying try them on. I can't, they'll be up to my knees and they'll be like, I could pull them up to here. They don't... Just be honest. Just be honest. If you're making a pair of trousers that will fit a size 16, call them a size 16. It doesn't matter. You aren't a size 8 just because you've got a pair of size 8 trousers on. It doesn't matter. I don't care. No one cares. I just want to be able to buy clothes that fit me. I don't want to go online and see someone this big in a pair of trousers I think I want to buy because I want to know what they might look like on someone who's built like me, which is like a house brick on cocktail sticks. Oh, it's exhausting, darlings, isn't it? Try them on later and put the photo on Instagram. I think I'd rather have a smear test, darling. Look what's happened. Okay, I will. But I'm just telling you. I could fit, in fact, maybe that's what I'll do. Find some other people to get in them with me. Oh, I had so many things to talk about. I had Sadiq Khan to talk about. I wanted to talk to you about Matt Wankcock and all of that. I wanted to talk to you about Paul Mason, who's a complete CUNT. So many, lovely Mark. I just took him to a Turkish barber and asked for a Robbie Williams. And now Mark has got a mohawk. I had so many things we should talk about. And look, the pub doors have to shut. So listen, what can I say? I don't know what to say. What can I say? Thank you. Thank you for all being brilliant. Wear them to your smear test. I tell you what, you could get a full spatula up there with those on. I could just pull them down like that. Here, get amongst it, babe. Done that a few times in my past, I'll tell you. To have a smear test in those, no problem. You could get half the fucking NHS up there without even having to undo the zip. I will see you somewhere, my loves, on the road. More about all of that next week. But for this week, I just wanted us to have a bit of a laugh, mostly at me. Some of us are good people. Oh, let me just, because I did prepare for this, let me just read you this, just because of that person saying some of us are good people. Because that's exactly how I see it. I know that in the world out there, there's more good than bad. And even though we're perpetually told to imagine that there's more bad than good, that's not true at all. And that's exactly, this is why I believe in something much more powerful than ourselves, right? Because someone just said, most of us are good people. There's good people out here, right? So very quickly, because I promised not to drag on. So this is Help that I wrote for reasons, because it's called Help. I wanted to help. But this is an actual paragraph I pulled out earlier because I wanted to mention it if we had time, which we don't. Remember, you are a good person. Did you just kill someone or steal from them or damage their belongings or shit on their lawn? No. So it turns out you're actually a good person and are trying to do the right thing, no matter what others or the demons in your head are telling you. Sometimes something might go a bit wrong, or you might not be the best version of yourself. Shouting, "Go fuck yourself," at the delivery driver would be a good example of this. But it's important to cut yourself some slack and remember that you're a good person and you mean well. Repeat after me. I am a good person and I really want everyone to be as happy as they can possibly be. If you did just kill someone or shit on someone's lawn, now is probably not the time for light reading. I'd suggest legging it to Costa Rica or getting a lawyer. But my point is, you are a good person. And at times of darkness, or when the world seems against you, and I've done this often, every day, you have to remember, I'm a good person. I didn't try and kill someone. I never tried to steal someone's stuff, apart from the odd husband. And you know, I mean well. So that's you. Okay, off you go. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Ding a ding a ding a ding. Last orders at Katie's Arms, and I'll see you right here next week. And I promise to try and get through some more sensible topics that don't mostly involve my vagina. Okay.